My boss is my ex-husband, and he doesn't know I know. It sounds like a movie, but it is my real life. My name is Chloe. I am 30 years old. I live in a big city. The city is loud and busy, but I like it. I like the lights. I like the people. I live alone in a small apartment. It is not a fancy apartment. The walls are white. The floor is brown wood. I have a small bed and a desk. It is enough for me. I work as a secretary. I work for a very big company. The company is called Future Tech. It is a famous company. Everyone wants to work there. I was very lucky to get this job. But now, I am very nervous. I am nervous every day. Let me tell you why. 2 months ago, I needed a job. My old job was at a bakery. I liked the smell of bread. I liked the customers, but the bakery closed. I had no money. I was scared. I needed to pay my rent. I needed to buy food. So, I looked for a new job. I looked on the internet. I saw an ad. Future Tech needs an assistant. The pay was good. The office was near my house. I applied immediately. I sent my resume. A few days later, they called me. "Can you come for an interview?" A woman asked. "Yes, of course," I said. I put on my best clothes. I wore a black skirt and a white shirt. I wore my glasses. I have big, round glasses. I look very serious with them. I tied my hair back. I went to the building. It was a tall glass building. It touched the clouds. I walked inside. The floor was shiny. The air smelled like expensive perfume. I went to the top floor. I waited in a chair. My hands were shaking. I wanted this job very much. Then a door opened. A man walked out. "Next, please," he said. I looked up. My heart stopped. My blood went cold. I knew that face. I knew those blue eyes. I knew that voice. It was William. William is my ex-husband. I could not breathe. I wanted to run away. I wanted to hide. But I could not move. He looked at me. He smiled a polite smile. He did not know me. "Hello," he said. "Please come in." He did not recognize me. Why? Because I look very different now. When we were married, I was 20 years old. I was very young. I had long blonde hair. I wore colorful dresses. I did not wear glasses. My name was not Chloe then. My name was Sarah. Let me explain the past. 10 years ago, I was Sarah. I lived in a small village. I loved William. He was my first love. He was handsome and smart. We were very young. We got married too fast. We were happy for 1 year. But then, William wanted more. He wanted to leave the village. He wanted to be rich. He wanted to build a big company. I was scared. I wanted to stay in the village. I wanted a simple life. We fought, we cried. "I have to go, Sarah," he told me one night. "I have big dreams." "I cannot go with you," I said. So we divorced. It was very sad. He left the village. I stayed. After he left, I was heartbroken. I wanted a fresh start. I moved to the city. I dyed my hair brown. I started wearing glasses. I changed my name to Chloe. Chloe is my middle name. I wanted to be a new person. I wanted to forget the pain. And now, 10 years later, I am sitting in his office. He is the boss. He is the CEO. He is rich and successful. And I am Chloe. I am his assistant. He sat behind his big desk. He looked at my resume. "So your name is Chloe," he said. "Yes," I said. My voice was small. "You worked at a bakery." "Yes," I said. "I work hard. I learn fast." He looked at me. His eyes were kind, but they were also sad. He looked tired. "Okay, Chloe," he said. "You seem honest. You are hired." I was shocked. "Really?" "Yes, can you start tomorrow?" "Yes, thank you, Mr. William." I walked out of the room. My legs were weak. I went to the bathroom. I looked in the mirror. "He does not know," I whispered. "He does not know I am Sarah." That was 2 months ago. Now, I work for him every day. It is a very strange situation. Every morning, I bring him coffee. "Here is your coffee, sir," I say. "Thank you, Chloe," he says. He is a good boss. He is polite. He is calm. But he is very busy. He works all the time. He comes to the office early. He leaves late. He eats lunch at his desk. I watch him. He looks older now. He has some gray hair. He has lines on his face. He looks lonely. I try to be a good assistant. I organize his papers. I answer his phone calls. I write his emails. This is the hardest part, the emails. Every week, he sends an email to the whole company. It is a motivational email. He tells the employees to work hard. He tells them to follow their dreams. But at the end of every email, there is something strange. He signs his name, William, CEO. But under his name, there is always a quote. The quote says, "Keep walking towards the sun. S. Miller." When I saw this for the first time, I almost cried. S. Miller, Sarah Miller. That was my name. That was my maiden name. And the quote, "Keep walking towards the sun." That was something I used to say to him. When we were young, we walked in the fields. The sun was bright. He was worried about the future. I held his hand. I said, "Don't worry, Will. Just keep walking towards the sun." He remembers. 10 years have passed. He is a millionaire. He meets many people, but he remembers my words. He signs every email with my name, but he does not know I am sitting right outside his door. This is my secret. Sometimes I want to tell him. Sometimes I want to say, "William, look at me. It's me, Sarah." But I am afraid. What if he is angry? What if he hates me? What if he fires me? I need this job. And also, I am different now. I am not the girl from the village. I am a city woman. Maybe he will not like me now. So I stay silent. I keep my secret. I play a game. "Good morning, Chloe," he says. "Good morning, Mr. William," I say. But life has a way of changing plans. Last week, something happened. It was a rainy Tuesday. The rain was very heavy. The sky was gray and dark. The office was quiet. Everyone went home early, but William stayed, and I stayed too. I was typing a report. My computer made a tapping sound. Tap, tap, tap. Suddenly, the lights went out. The whole building went dark. "Oh no," I said. I heard his door open. "Chloe, are you there?" he called. "Yes, Mr. William." "I am here," I said. I used the light on my phone. I saw him standing in the hallway. "The power is out," he said. "The storm is very bad." "What should we do?" I asked. "We have to wait," he said. "The elevators will not work." So we sat in his office. It was dark. We had a candle on the desk. The rain hit the window. Splat, splat, splat. It was very romantic, but also very scary for me. I was alone with my ex-husband. He sighed. He sat back in his chair. "I hate the dark," he said softly. I smiled. I knew this. He was always afraid of the dark when he was young. "It is okay," I said. "The lights will come back soon." He looked at me. The candlelight shone on his face. "You are very calm, Chloe," he said. "You remind me of someone." My heart beat fast. Thump, thump, thump. "Really?" I asked. "Who?" He looked at the window. He looked at the rain. "My ex-wife," he said. I stopped breathing. You were married?" I asked. I pretended I did not know. "Yes," he said, "a long time ago. Before I started this company. Before I had money." "What was she like?" I asked. My voice shook a little. He smiled a sad smile. "She was beautiful," he said. "She was simple. She loved the sun. She loved flowers. She was the only person who truly knew me." I felt tears in my eyes. I looked down at my hands. "Why did you separate?" I asked. "I was stupid," he said. His voice was heavy. "I was young and stupid. I thought money was the most important thing. I thought success was the only goal, so I left her. I broke her heart." He looked at me. "I have all this money now, Chloe. I have this big building. I have cars. I have fame. But I am alone. I miss her every day." I could not speak. My throat hurt. He stood up. He walked to the window. "I try to find her," he said. "I search for her name online. Sarah Miller. But I cannot find her. She disappeared." "Maybe she changed her name," I whispered. He turned around. "Maybe. I just want to tell her I am sorry. I want to tell her I still remember her words." "The words in the email?" I asked. He looked surprised. "You read the emails?" "Yes," I said. "You signed them with S. Miller." He nodded. "Yes. She used to tell me to keep walking towards the sun. I put it there in case she sees it. Maybe one day she will read it. Maybe she will know I am thinking of her." I felt a tear roll down my cheek. It was hot on my skin. I quickly wiped it away. "That is a beautiful story," I said. Just then, the lights came back on. Zap. The room was bright. The moment was over. William blinked. He put on his boss face again. "Well," he said, "the power is back. You should go home, Chloe. It is late." "Yes, sir," I said. I packed my bag. I put on my coat. "Good night, Mr. William," I said. "Good night, Chloe," he said. I walked to the elevator. I pressed the button. I felt happy and sad at the same time. He still loved me. He missed me. But he loved Sarah. He did not know Chloe. Could I tell him? If I tell him, everything changes. Maybe he will be angry that I lied. Maybe he will feel foolish. I decided to wait. I needed the right time. The next day, the office was busy. We had a big meeting. Important people came from other countries. Men in blue suits. Women with expensive bags. I ran around the office. I brought water. I printed papers. William was in the center of the room. He was talking. He looked strong and confident. I was proud of him. He achieved his dream. During the lunch break, I went to a small sandwich shop. I bought a tuna sandwich. I sat on a bench in the park. The sun was shining. I thought about the past. I remembered our wedding. I wore a white dress. It was a cheap dress, but I loved it. We danced in the grass. We had no money, but we had love. Why is life so complicated? I asked the sky. I went back to the office. William called me. "Chloe, can you come here?" "Yes, sir." I went into his office. He was holding a file. "I have a business trip," he said. "I need to go to Paris next week." "Okay," I said. "I will book your ticket." "No," he said. "I need you to come with me." My eyes went wide. Me. Yes, I need an assistant there. We have many meetings. It will be a lot of work. Paris, I whispered. Paris was our dream city. When we were married, we always talked about Paris. One day, we will eat croissants by the Eiffel Tower, William used to say. And now he was asking me to go. As his employee. "Is that a problem?" he asked. "No," I said quickly. "No problem, I will go." "Good," he said. "Prepare your passport." I went home that night. I was very excited and very nervous. Paris with William. This was my chance. I decided then, in Paris, I will tell him. Paris is the city of love. It is the perfect place for the truth. The week passed quickly. We flew to Paris. We sat in the airplane. He sat in first class. I sat in economy. That was okay. I was just happy to be there. We arrived in Paris. It was beautiful. The streets were old and pretty. The smell of fresh bread was everywhere. We stayed in a nice hotel. Rest today, William told me. We work tomorrow. I went to my room. I unpacked my suitcase. I looked at myself in the mirror. "You can do this, Sarah," I told myself. I took off my glasses. I let my hair down. I looked like Sarah again. I put my glasses back on. I was Chloe again. I went for a walk. I walked by the river. It was evening. The lights of the Eiffel Tower turned on. It was magical. I saw couples walking hand in hand. They looked happy. I wanted that happiness. Suddenly, I saw him. William was walking by the river too. He was alone. He was wearing a long coat. He looked at the water. He looked so lonely. I walked towards him. "Mr. William," I said. He turned around. He looked surprised. Chloe, he said, what are you doing here? Just walking, I said. It is beautiful. Yes, he said, it is. We stood there for a moment. The wind blew. It was cold. Are you hungry? He asked. A little, I said. Come, he said. Let's eat dinner. Not as boss and employee, just as two people in Paris. I smiled, okay. We went to a small restaurant. It was warm inside. There were candles on the tables. We ordered food. We ordered wine. We talked. We did not talk about work. We talked about life. Do you have a family, Chloe? He asked. No, I said. My parents died a few years ago. I am sorry, he said. Do you have family? I asked. No, he said. Just my work. My company is my family. He drank some wine. You know, he said, I told you about my ex-wife. Yes, I said. I always wanted to bring her here, he said. We dreamed about this city. Being here without her, it feels wrong. My heart hurt. He loved me so much. Maybe she would be happy for you, I said. Maybe she is proud of you. He looked at me. He looked deep into my eyes. You have her eyes, he said softly. I noticed it the first day. You have Sarah's eyes. I could not hide it anymore. The truth was pushing to come out. My hands shook. I put down my fork. William, I said. I did not call him Mr. William, just William. He looked at me. He heard the change in my voice. William, I said again. I have to tell you something. What is it? He asked. I reached up. I took off my glasses. I put them on the table. I reached for my hair. I untied it. My hair fell over my shoulders. I looked at him. Look at me, I said. Really look at me. He stared. He squinted his eyes. He looked confused. Then he looked shocked. His mouth opened slightly. Sarah, he whispered. It was a question. A scared question. Yes, I said, it's me. He did not move. He sat frozen. Sarah, he said again, louder this time. Yes, I said. I am Chloe Sarah Miller. But how? He asked. You were in my office for months. You are my assistant. I needed a job, I said. I didn't know you were the boss until the interview. I was scared to tell you. He stood up. His chair made a loud noise. I was scared. Was he angry? You were there, he said. All this time. You were right there. Yes, I said. And you heard me talking about you. Yes. And you read the emails. Yes. He put his hand on his forehead. He laughed. It was a nervous laugh. I cannot believe it, he said. I am the CEO of a technology company. I am supposed to be smart. But I did not recognize my own wife. Ex-wife, I corrected him gently. He looked at me. His eyes were wet. You changed, he said. You look different. 10 years is a long time, I said. We both changed. You are a big businessman now. Do you hate me? He asked. For leaving you. I did, I said honestly. For a long time, I was angry. I was sad. But then I saw you working. I saw that you are lonely. I saw the emails. I realized you are still the same William. You are still the boy who wants to reach the sun. He walked around the table. He stood in front of me. I am sorry, Sarah, he said. I am so sorry. I should never have left. It is okay, I said. You had to follow your dream. My dream is nothing without you, he said. He took my hand. His hand was warm. Can we start over? He asked. Not as boss and employee, but as William and Sarah. I looked at him. I saw the love in his face. I don't know, I said. It is complicated. I work for you. I don't care, he said. I will fire you. I laughed. You will fire me. Yes, you are fired, he said with a smile. Now you are just Sarah, my Sarah. He pulled me up. He hugged me. It felt like coming home. His arms were strong. He smelled like rain and expensive cologne. I closed my eyes. I missed you, I whispered. I missed you too, he said. Every single day. We walked out of the restaurant. We walked by the river again. He held my hand. So, he said, what happens now? Well, I said, I need a new job. He laughed. We will figure it out. But first, we have a trip to finish. The next few days in Paris were wonderful. We worked during the day. I was still his assistant for the trip, but it was different. He smiled at me in meetings. He winked at me. When we were alone, we talked about everything. We talked about the 10 years we missed. I told him about the bakery. I told him about my life in the city. He told me about his company. He told me about the stress. It is hard to be the boss, he said. Everyone expects you to know everything. But I don't know everything. I know, I said. You didn't know your ex-wife was making your coffee. He laughed. I will never forgive myself for that. We flew back home. When we arrived at the office, people noticed a change. William was happier. He smiled more. He said good morning to everyone. And I was happier too. A few weeks later, I quit my job. I did not want to be his assistant anymore. I wanted to be his partner. I started my own small business. I opened a flower shop. It was my dream. William helped me. He invested in my shop. See, he said, now you are a boss too. We started dating again. We took it slow. We went to the movies. We cooked dinner together. We went for long walks. It was like meeting a new person, but with old memories. We knew each other's secrets. We knew each other's stories. One day, 6 months later, I received an email. It was from William, but it was not a work email. It was to my personal account. The subject line was, a question. I opened it. It said, Dear Sarah, life is a journey. Sometimes we get lost. Sometimes we walk in the dark. But if we keep walking, we find the sun again. I found my son. Will you marry me again? Love, William. And at the bottom, there was a new quote. Found the sun. W and S together. I cried happy tears. I ran to his office. I did not knock. I opened the door. He was standing there, waiting. He had a ring in his hand. Is that a yes? he asked. Yes, I said. Yes, yes, yes. We got married again in the spring. It was a small wedding. Just friends and family. I wore a simple white dress. I wore flowers in my hair. William looked handsome in his suit. When we said our vows, he cried. I promise to never leave you again, he said. I promise to listen to you. I promise to know you always. Now we are very happy. I have my flower shop. He has his company. Sometimes I go to his office to have lunch. The new assistant brings us coffee. She is a young girl. She is nervous. I smile at her. Don't worry, I tell her. You are doing a great job. William looks at me and winks. He still sends emails to his company. He still includes a quote at the bottom. But now, the quote is different. It says, never give up on what you love. Sarah and William. Life is funny. Sometimes, the things we lose come back to us. Sometimes, the boss is the ex-husband. And sometimes, the scary secret becomes a happy ending. I learned something important from this story. Fear can stop you. I was afraid to tell him the truth. I was afraid to show my face. But love is stronger than fear. If you have a dream or a person you love, do not give up. Maybe they are waiting for you. Maybe they are writing your name in an email, hoping you will see it. My name is Sarah. I used to be Chloe. I was a lost girl. Then I was a secret assistant. Now I am a happy wife and a business owner. This was my story. Thank you for listening. Remember, keep walking towards the sun. You never know what good things are waiting for you there. If you feel alone today, don't worry. Tomorrow is a new day. Everything can change in one moment. Just like the lights went out in the storm, and I found my love again. You can find your happiness too. Goodbye for now, my friends. Take care of yourselves, and keep dreaming.